So I cleaned up a couple of rifles, handed those out. Guys were coming in, taking everything I cleaned, and especially Marines. And then I decided enough of this, so I cleaned up another one. We're good. I think okay. So I started out, and I said, well, wait a minute. Where are they getting the ammo? There was no ammunition there. It was just the guns, and all the ammo was stored in pyrotechnic lockers, ammo lockers, in a separate building. And the guy asked one guy, he says, "There's one way the hell down there in the runway." I said, "I'm not going out there." So
they're still strafing.
Yeah, that was dynamite out there, boy. So and you didn't even know if you're going to get shot by one of your own guys. Their guys are trigger happy. It was chaos. It was chaos. It was a free for all. It was, I can tell you. I'll tell you later when. Yeah. Anyway, so I went out, but I remember when I checked in, on my check-in, I had to check in the ordnance section, the armory. They had a little armory over there. So I went over there. I didn't know. I found a gun belt full of ammo, for 30 caliber. So I took it, and, nobody's in there, and went out. I got so far with it, I fired off a few rounds, and didn't think it did. Anyway, it got a little quiet, so I went back in the ad building and see if I could find somebody who would get some orders. Go find them or something. And that's when. So an officer took my gun away and gave it to another guy. I told him I have orders not to do that. I didn't have any orders. He said, "Well, I'm ordering you to do it." So I gave it to this other guy. He said, "You know how to use this thing?" "Oh yeah." I said, "Well, okay." I gave it to him. I gave him the belt. He was guarding. One thing I had guard the Radio Shack. So I went back down. That's when I went. Then I went down to the VP line. I thought, well, I'm a gunner. Maybe, pardon me. Oh, thank you. Yes. Maybe they could use another gunner. Or, maybe half their gunners were shot. I don't know. So I got down there. There were two squadrons, VP 21 and 22, I think, something like that. And here, flying PBYs. They were all shot full of holes. Everything was just ready. The hangar, one hangar was blowing out. I think it was on fire, and it was just chaotic. But nobody was going on, no planes, nothing. So I helped some of the orders to take some guns out of guns out of planes, and set up a perimeter, guarding for the thing, and some guys were doing sandbags. I tried that for a short time, didn't like that, so they would do it. I said, "You do it, I'll stay with the guns." So we mounted the guns, went through them up, make sure they're okay, dismounted them, cleaned them out, put them back. You see, they weren't damaged or anything, from the bombing.
This is still on the 7th?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, the bombings are coming down, machines, they're gunning us. So I did that for a while, and I said, that's enough of this here. I'm going to go up the other end and see what's doing. So I went back up near the admin again, and went out to Battleship Row, because that's where I was headed in the first place. I knew where a couple of buddies were on the West Virginia, but she was way down the row, all the way next to the Arizona. And of course, I never got that far. I never saw the guys. So we cut it out there. Didn't see me much doing. So I thought, well, it gets fuzzy in my mind. Was it during the first wave or the second wave? I went back down. I was going back down to the VP line. I thought, they got to have something down there. We'll be ready. We thought the Japs were going to make a landing somewhere. We wanted to be ready for that. And so I saw one guy coming down. he dropped a bomb, and he was after the assembly and repair hangar, biggest hangar on the field. He missed it, and he overshot it. I was down there, and I started running back real quick. Oh hell! I ran back. It hit right in the middle of the road. It just made a perfect circle. Right, I took the whole road out. Which was just one lane each way, no shoulder. But a perfect circle. But on the other side, there was a plating shop, corrugated tin thing. It just blew the whole front of that right out. Up, I don't know where the pieces went, but it didn't damage any of the equipment inside. And it turns out a guy I knew from the orphanage, Tommy Malman, first class aviation metalsmith, he ran the shop. He was in charge of it. So I saw Tommy there. I said, "What the hell? Where's your front door?" Oh, he says, "Come in anywhere."
This is somebody you knew from the orphanage.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and I ran into a guy later about when was it? The end of 42 or 43, I guess. He read my name on the back, stenciled on the back of my dungaree shirt, and he knew me. He says, "Hey, you, John, Jack." He called, "Hey, Jack, you from Edgewood?" I said, "Yeah." And like I said, Cecil Malman. I hadn't seen him for a while. He was a great big guy, and he about lost his right arm at Kaneohe, but the docs patched him up beautifully. I couldn't believe it. And he said he had to go in some more surgery, later corrective surgery, but he was back on duty. He was a tough guy. He's one of those old, what are they, Norsemen or something?
Yeah,
Vikings. Yeah, he was tough.
So it sounds like the orphanage supplied most of the military personnel from World War II, huh?
Yeah, everybody went to service.
From that orphanage went into the military.
Yeah, they all were there.
Wow.
Yeah, no slackers. And I ran into a few more guys here and there, darndest places, out in Hawaii, Washington D.C., San Francisco, Ulithi. I see them all over the place.
Wow. Okay, so you saw this guy's building, the front's off, and he's a guy you knew from the orphanage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, "Come on in anywhere."
Yeah, he was happy. I was there later. I came back over a couple of days later, assessing what was going on. He was in there. No front. He says, "I used to padlock this thing every night. What for? who the hell wants to steal a plating machine?
Good.
Or tank. They did all the galvanizing for the overall repair when they come in. Planes, after so many hours, they had to be torn down completely, and so they take the engine out and take the cylinders off, and they replate them. And mainly it was cylinders and engine parts, cylinders and I can't remember, probably part of the cooling stacks or something like that. I don't remember. I don't know if I ever knew.
So on the 7th, then, what happened next?
Well, that's when the bomb went off and wrecked my dungarees. That was I went in. So I went in. I came back up. I went back in the missile, talked to the medics. I said, "Look here." He said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Look at my knee." "Oh, that's a scratch," he said. So one of the corpsmen told him to, wash it off, the blood, and just put a bandage on it. I said, "I get the Purple Heart?" He said, "You kidding? Look over here, these guys, the guys are blown to pieces, boy." And so I shut up. He was right. It was a scratch. I wouldn't live with myself.
Okay, and then so you got your wound.
Yeah.
And then where did you go after that?
I went back up. I can't think what I did for sure. I helped. I went in the barracks, and we put some more guns on the roof with some sandbags. That was get the sandbags up there. Something else. There were no elevators, and we were younger, of course. But I told the guys, don't fill his den sandbags so full. Too little was better than one big one. So we did that for a while, packed around, we put some guns up there. And I remember one time we were working over a gun over here. All of a sudden we heard the other one go off and looked around. This guy's firing. It was a BAR, Browning automatic rifle, 30 caliber. He's firing away something. He said, what are you doing, you know? He said, you know, there's ships up there, you know? And he's firing away. He said, look at them, they're coming. It happened that way over the end of the north end of the island. There was a radio antenna with, these were little white insulators, about 6 inches long, and they were all strung together for a ground, I guess. And he thought there were planes coming down. He was firing away at him. I said, I hope those guys in those tin cans over there are hauled below decks or something. I said, you know, your range of your stuff, it's just about where they're going to get it, come down on them. I think it was a little further, luckily. But I said, what the hell are you doing? Luckily, you don't fire any lower. But these were pretty much about, I don't know, maybe 20 feet elevation is all. He was far away. And I finally took it away. I said, you better not touch these anymore. We had to leave them there. See, they're sitting all over the place. Anybody, if it did come up, you know, at any moment need it would repel the enemy or something. You know, things were kind of chaotic. The guy in charge was he was a commander, but he had been a enlisted gunner. His name was Coles. We called him Peppy Coles. And he wanted me to stay there, and I said, no, if he fought my transfer record all the time to the Enterprise. I said, she's in, I understand she's going to be here another 10 days, I forget, something like that. She's, you know, restocking, refueling and everything. And I said, I got to get on that thing, you know. He wanted me there, and we had quite a tussle about it. He liked me, he wanted to keep me there. I was a good worker, you know, I was. So I said no, so I went back over on the ship, and I told him, I said, I got to get transferred back. Who the hell's handling the transfers? It turns out the yeoman does everything. Here I am back over the Advil with the yeoman. And I told him, I said, they want me over there. You said, you got to cut the transfer from here over there. Or he said, well, the yeoman over there can do it. I said, you got to get me out of here. You do yours, and then I'll take this and show the other guy. He'll cut the orders for me. You know, I found out orders were easy to cut. The yeoman handled the stocking of the, you know, handling it, personnel, everything. You know, I found out years later. I said, you mean you are the guy I wanted to get transferred to the Pacific Fleet? I was in Atlantic. I was in Norfolk. Kept going, any orders? No. He liked me. He didn't think I wanted to leave. So he would say, no, he'd take my name, keep my name off the list, see? And he's handing out these orders, putting the guy's name on them. He'd get a dispatch. We need 5 pilots here, you know, junior pilots here, all that, whatever they needed. So he'd match something up with guys all waiting, you know, and he'd say, oh, there's one. He'd put their names on them. Okay, here's your orders. That was it. That's how easy it was. I said, you mean all you had to do is put my name on those orders and that's it? I said, well, what the hell? He said, oh, I thought you liked it here. I said, yeah, but I've been here about a month and I'm going broke. I'm going out every night. I said, I gotta get a duty station. I said, I want to get back out to the Pacific Fleet. And I said, okay. So the next day he said, I got one for you. And it was B-24s on Whidbey Island, Washington. And the B-24 big, lumbering, you know, with twin tail, 4-engine bomber. And we found out that there was temporary planes that Army loaned them to us, and the Air Force. But they gave us the dogs. We had engine fires, and playhouse, and everything, you name it. They gave us dogs. Well, about 3 months later, we got brand new airplanes of our own.